Hey guys, bellinj back here with another video. Today I'm talking about is my top 10 games of 2017. This is my personal best 10 games I've played. I've played somewhere around, I think around 20 or so games. I don't have every system. These are ones that I was interested in, the ones that I had the system for, pretty much Xbox and PS4. This is my personal top 10. I know everyone's not going to agree with it. I know I'll probably get a lot of hate for some of the games that I chose and some of the positions and numbers that they're going to be in. Again, this is my personal top 10, just my own. If you guys want, write down below, tell me some of your top 10 games of the year or your top 10 games of the year. So yeah, so let's get to it. Before I get into it too, I'm also not going to talk a whole lot about the campaigns. Well, mostly I am going to talk about the campaign, but I'm not going to give away any spoilers. I might mention just some of the campaign, just like a backstory towards it, but I'm not going to spoil anything. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, up next is actually a surprise. Probably one that I wouldn't add to my list, but this year I added a campaign. I'm not gonna talk about the main game. I'm not gonna talk about the Ultimate Team. It's Madden, if you can't guess. I'm just gonna talk about the long shot mode. Yeah, what can I say? It was a pretty fun mode that they added to Madden. It was a story mode. You play as a young quarterback named Devin Wade, who basically him and his friend, or something happens. He plays high school football, college football, and drops out because something happens. Him and his friend then later on, a couple years later, then go on to the NFL Combine to try to get noticed and drafted. You do a bunch of challenges. He gets approached by a TV producer to go on a reality competition show called Long Shot, which he's competing to basically get a spot or try to get drafted as the end goal. So you work with a coach. You do a bunch of challenges. Offensive and defensive. If you suck at Madden like I do, it actually teaches you how to properly wait and then throw and stuff. Really good mode. At the end, basically you get graded. The whole point is you want to get drafted, so you want to do your best. You want to make sure you make all your passes. You want to stop the defense when you play the defensive side of the ball. You do the challenges. You try to get drafted. Yeah. So. It's one that I can't really talk about without spoiling, but definitely check it out. You can get it if you have. I actually beat it on PS4. I'm actually currently playing it again on Xbox because it's with EA Access. So yeah, definitely check out Long Shot. Alright, up next, Halo Wars 2. So just a little campaign. Yes, I am reading this off Wikipedia. Whatever. The game is set in 2559, 28 years after the events of Halo Wars, and shortly after the events of Halo 5. Halo Wars closes with the crew of the USNC warship Spitfire encountering Crowley drifting off into space. Since the event, the war between humanity and the military alien alliance known as the Covenant had ended, and the Spirit of Fire has been declared lost with all hands. While Spirit of Fire is adrift in space, the ship Artificial Intelligence Serena terminates itself before succumbing to rampancy. Whatever. Terminal state. Captain James Cutter, Professor Andrews, and the crew aboard the Spitfire wake from crowd sleep at the Ark, a Forerunner installation, and that manufactures the Halo rings. Isabel is a USNC geologist and operating research facility on the Ark, with the alien faction known as the Banished invade the installation. The Banished are led by a brute warlord, Atrax, and rise to power following the Covenant's demise. Serving under Atrax are the brute general Demicus and elite shipmaster Latboya, who reluctantly side with the Banished in exchange for fuel for shipping crew. Basically, you crash land on a planet, you get into a fight with the Banished, and pretty much you're trying to take out the Banished and stop them from creating Halo rings. What can I say with the gameplay? It's a real-time strategy game. If you played Halo Wars 1, it's the same exact game, just new locations, new whatever. This game can be fucking frustrating. I was doing really good up until like the last like 4 missions, I want to say. And like the 4th mission from the end, I believe it was, really kicked my ass. It was like a time mission, like you had like an hour to basically defend everything. And by the last like 50 seconds, I was getting like destroyed. Everything, all my troops were dying, all my supports were dying. They were taken out. My point I had to defend, and I couldn't really do shit. That one mission alone probably took me about like 10 hours to do, multiple playthroughs. But yeah, it's actually a really fun game. It's, like I said, it's challenging, but you could probably breeze through it pretty easy mode, I'm guessing. This one actually, the version I got actually comes with the Season Pass, which I haven't played any of the DLC yet. I need to go back and do it. It also comes with a upconvert of Halo Wars 1, which again I need to go back and do. I actually beat Halo Wars 1 right before I played Halo Wars 2. If you're a fan of real-time strategy games like Command & Conquer, or Halo Wars 1 of course, definitely check it out. It's definitely worth a play. If you have an Xbox, like if you are in strategy games, just know this game will kick your ass. It's easy to get into. It takes the longest time to beat. So yeah, Halo Wars 2, definitely check it out. Alright, up next, Hidden Agenda. Alright, this game was one of the last games that I bought for my list. I knew absolutely nothing about it beforehand. I actually found out that this game sounded really interesting. I really enjoyed Until Dawn. It's from the same makers of Until Dawn. Supermassive Games, I believe. So I found out about this game, and within like 10 minutes of me finding out, I was at my local GameStop buying it. Got home, beat it twice. So yeah, so let's do a little bit of a summary of the game, because it's an interesting game. As you can see, it's PlayLink enabled for PlayStation 4. You play as a detective named Becky Marney and a district attorney named Felicity Graves, who are involved in a case of a serial killer called the Trapper. You play the story. Pretty much, you're trying to solve the mystery of who the hell is the Trapper. It's kind of like Saw. If you ever seen the Saw movies, it's pretty much like you're playing a game of Saw, almost. So yeah, so pretty much you play it, like I said, it's the PlayLink, so you play it with your cell phone or a device. You download an app, you play with it. That's your controller. Basically the whole game is you just make dialogue choices and you play quick time events. So let's say, okay, your character says something and then it'll give you a choice, like you can say aggressive or you can say it's something else another way. So it's basically multiple branching paths you can take. I believe there's multiple endings. Like I said, I played the game twice. I got 2 different endings both times. So yeah, it's a really incredibly short game. It's only about 2 hours to go through it one time. There is a competitive mode, which I don't know a whole lot about, because I just played it myself. I haven't played it with friends or anything yet. But pretty much, I guess it's made to create conflict between the players. Yeah, but definitely, if you have a chance to check it out. I know it's just on sale. I recorded this video last week on PSN for like $6. It's definitely worth a play if you like Until Dawn and very story-heavily driven games that you just pretty much make dialogue choices. Definitely check out Hidden Agenda. Alright, up next is a game I know a lot of people really enjoyed, and a couple that said it's basically not a full game, which I kind of agree with, but I'm counting it because I really enjoyed playing it. And that's Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. pretty much this is like Uncharted 4 Part 2. It's like pretty much like think of it as like a Uncharted DLC, but kind of its own thing at the same time. It feels like Uncharted 4. It should have probably been bundled with Uncharted 4 at some point, but whatever. I still enjoyed it. I'll give you guys a little bit of the synopsis by reading the back of the package, just to give you an idea. Leading an adventure for the first time, Chloe Fraser must confront her past and manage a team. A tense partnership, with Nadine Ross sets the race against a ruthless warmonger to secure a golden tusk of ganache. Venture deep into India's western charts with Cole and Nadine to discover the lost city of Poison Empire to recover the ancient artifact. That's without giving away pretty much. But yeah, this is pretty much Uncharted 4 with just he plays Chloe and Nadine, who I believe are missing from Uncharted 4. As if you guys might have seen my last video from last year, Uncharted 4 made my top 10 because I love it so much. I put it in. This one again, I love this game. This was a great game. I actually streamed a little bit of it when I was near the end on my other channel, bellinj Games. I'll link in the description. I believe the video is still up. But yeah, pretty much didn't really add anything really new to it. It's pretty much, like I said, Uncharted 4. If you played Uncharted 4, you'll know the controls. It plays exactly like Uncharted 4. It's basically a side story of Uncharted 4. But yeah, I enjoyed it so much. If you like I said, the only reason to pick this up would be is if you're a fan of Uncharted 4 or the Uncharted series, or if you just want like a cheap adventure game to kind of wet your feet, even though Uncharted 4 I believe is cheaper than this currently. But yeah, check it out. Alright, up next, a game that I know people are going to shit on me for including on my list, but you know what? It's my list. Don't like it, tell me below. I don't care, fuck you, I enjoyed it. This is, like I said, my top 10. And of course, that game is Mass Effect Andromeda. I really enjoyed this game. I'm a big Mass Effect fan. I beat the first 3 a couple times. Yes, compared to the first 3, this game is shit compared to the first 3. But this is its own thing. It's its own new entry in the series. You see, I even went for the deluxe edition. But so yeah, so just a little thing about the game. It's like a campaign pretty much. He plays a Pathfinder named Ryder, who's on like an expedition, like whatever, to save the human race or whatever. Sorry, it's been a while since I played it. And you pretty much go, whenever you get attacked by the Get, or the Cat, whatever the fuck they're called, sorry. Smelling as I'm recording this, I apologize. Pretty much shit goes down, and then you have to save your human race, or whatever. So I actually really enjoyed the game. I haven't touched the multiplayer in the game. I know there is multiplayer. I know I bought it for the campaign. I'm more of a campaign player than multiplayer. I do play multiplayer, but I'm more of a sit-down player campaign. I believe I put like 30 or 40 something hours into this game. Just exploring the different worlds and different environments. This game looks excellent on Xbox One. Probably looks really good on PS4 as well. But I played on Xbox One. This game is really super cheap right now because everyone keeps shitting on it. It doesn't deserve to be shit on. Yes, they fucked up the facial animation. That's all that I really found wrong with the game. Sure, some of the dialogue's kind of corny, but whatever. It's Mass Effect. So even Dragon Age has some corny fucking dialogue choices. You don't hear people shit on that, but whatever. Basically, this game, it could be described as like a rehash of just Mass Effect 3, pretty much. New person, new worlds and stuff, kind of is, whatever. But I really enjoyed it, so what can I say? Call me crazy, I enjoyed it. I know it's not for everybody. I personally enjoyed it. So think about it. It's really cheap. If you just want to pick it up for a laugh, just try it out. Definitely try it. Alright, up next, another game that the first game in the series made my top 10 a couple years ago when it first came out. I actually replayed the first game before I played this one, the Game of the Year edition, fully before I put this game in and play it. Of course, I'm talking about Middle-earth, Shadow of War. What can I say about this game? It pretty much takes place right after the first game. You play as Talon, you're trying to hunt down Solomon, the Witch King, and all that. So it's pretty much, it's exactly like the first game. You do the exact same thing. You go, dominate the orcs, capture the captains, make them your bitches, make them join your party and stuff, kill the war chiefs, get your own war chiefs, so on, to basically go hunt down the Witch King, also to hunt down Solomon at the very end. This game isn't perfect. I'm not going to sit out there and say, oh, this game's outstanding. Yes, it is a great fucking game. It made my top 10. I'm a huge fan of this game, but this game does have some problems. Mostly, I found the problem with, I found problems when I've gone and battled orc captains and stuff, where I'd get into combat and there'd be no sound whatsoever. They'll be talking. There's nothing coming out. There's no words. You can't, like, they're just talking. There's no sound. The other problem I have is to get the true ending. You actually have to go back and do all the defense missions. There's like 10 different missions you do, and you have to defend your bases or attack your bases, depending on if you're losing or not. Basically, you do it 10 times, but out of those 10 times, you might be doing the same thing. Like you start off, it's like, okay, mission 1, you do like 1, and then you do like the first 4, basically, whatever, and then it starts to do 2 at a time. And once you get down to the 10th one, you do it once a piece, so you do it 4 times. Some you do it 3 times. It just gets very, very repetitive, doing the same thing like 25 fucking times in a row. That's really my big issue with the game, was just that. Was just to get that true ending, you had to do the same fucking thing 25 times in a fucking row. But other than that, this was a great game. You kept your towers, you can travel between the channels. There's like different sections of Middle-earth you can go to. Basically, if you do get the true ending actually connects it somewhat to the movies, which I found was really fucking cool. But yeah, this game is not perfect, but I really did enjoy it. If you guys enjoyed Shadow of Mordor, definitely give Shadow of War a play. Again, it's pretty much, it plays exactly like the first game. It's pretty much Assassin's Creed meets Arkham Asylum with the combat styles. But yeah, definitely check out Shadow of War. Alright, up next was a game that was a kind of a surprise for me. I knew it was a good game going into it. I did not look up a whole lot of information about it. Only trailers that I've seen on TV from commercials they've aired. I didn't watch any reviews or anything on YouTube, even though everyone was talking about this game before and when it first came out. I played it, I believe it was almost a month after release. I got it on sale, and I'm so glad I did. And it's probably going to be on everyone's top 10 list. Of course, it made it on mine. And it's Horizon Zero Dawn. So just a little backstory, not a whole lot. It's about the campaign. The game's set in the 31st century. The human race has regressed back to look like a primitive caveman type tribe society, with basically robot machines dominating the earth. I played as a girl named Aloy. It's been a while since I played it, I'm sorry, as I record this. Who's an outcast from the main tribe. You were in a tournament called the Proven to win the right to be able to join the regular tribe, whatever. You're attacked, and you pretty much go down the track. You could pretty much go down the track of who happened, or what happened, who the fuck attacked you, why the machines are running, and all that stuff. Like I said, sorry, just a vague explanation. It's been a while since I played this, but it's a really good game. Yeah, pretty much you play as alloy, pretty much have a bow and arrow as your weapon. This game kicked my ass. Definitely kicked my ass the first couple hours. But once you start leveling up like an RPG and start playing it kind of like an RPG, it gets a lot easier. You get the hang of everything. This open world is freaking huge. It's beautiful. I don't have a PS4 Pro. I just play it on my regular PS4. This game's absolutely freaking beautiful. Just the design of the robots, they pretty much, a lot of them look the same. Just robot animals and stuff, the landscape, everything is definitely, I can't really describe it, it's definitely a really good game. If you have a PS4, check it out. Right, up next is a game I know that I'm going to probably get some hate for again, for including my list, but I really enjoyed it. I know people like to shit on this game online, but it's actually a very solid game. Offline and online, I really enjoyed it. Of course, that's why I made my top 10. I know I'm not including it to piss people off, which actually was my first thought of, oh, whatever, but no, I actually really did enjoy the game. I enjoyed the game. Of course, I'm talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Cool thing about the story is pretty much single-player campaign. Takes place around the time of Return to the Jedi, but it's basically mostly set between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. It's basically Emperor Palpatine plots to lure an unsuspecting Rebel Alliance fleet into a trap using himself and the second Death Star being constructed above the forest moon of Endor as bait, seeking to crush the Rebel Alliance against his galactic empire. Once and for all, the Imperial Special Forces Commando Unit Inferno Squad, led by Commander Ida Versio, daughter of Admiral Greg Versio, and made up of Agents Gans Haskin and Del Malenko, is critical to the successful plans of the Battle of Endor, but the Empire underestimates the strength of the rebels and its fleet to gather themselves. Yes, I read that off Wikipedia. I don't care. I don't want to spoil a lot of stuff for people. So, the campaign, I thought the campaign was really fucking good. I really liked that the main campaign did end on a cliffhanger. Kind of left you like, what the fuck, like you wanted more. They actually did do 3 DLC missions for free. They included it into the game. Afterwards, so like a month after release, they put it into the game for free. Kind of finished off their story for those characters. Kind of set up for either more DLC and or the 3rd Battlefront game, which is probably most likely to be the 3rd Battlefront game. But I really enjoyed it. I have played some online of it. I haven't played a whole lot. I played the beta. Mostly the Galactic, whatever it was, mode. The, was it the 40 or whatever it was. Really fun. I mostly play the Heroes of Chillin modes. We get to be the heroes, whatever. I know people shit on this game because of the microtransactions. I don't care. I don't buy loot boxes and shit. I've had no problem getting credits and shit from doing the campaign and playing online to unlock the characters. I have almost everyone unlocked, but I think like 3 characters, and I believe I'm like, I think 1,000 credits off of unlocking one of them, if not 2 of them. But yeah, definitely don't let the bad reviews or people talking shit online distract you from this game. If you're a Star Wars fan, definitely pick it up. It's actually really worth the money. Yeah, definitely play the campaign. If you haven't played the campaign, definitely give the campaign a play. The online is definitely great. I was actually a huge fan of the first Battlefront game that came out a couple years ago. I believe that made my top 10 a couple years ago. And the older Battlefront games, of course, are classics. I am a big Star Wars fan, So of course I had to pick this up day one. So yeah, so definitely pick it up. Don't let the bad reviews fool you. It's actually a really solid game. Actually, one of my friends didn't know a whole lot about the Star Wars universe, played the game. He actually absolutely fucking loved it. I of course loved it as a Star Wars fan. I wish this campaign was just a little bit longer, but it's definitely, I'm definitely hoping for Battlefront 3. So yeah, definitely check out Battlefront 2. Alright, up next, the game that reached number 2. I'll admit, I have not even finished this game yet. As of right now, as of recording this, I am a little more than halfway through the campaign, but I'm a huge fan of the series. I'm absolutely loving the campaign so far. Yes, I know I should probably wait until I beat the game, but whatever. I'm a huge fan of the series. I'm enjoying the game. So of course, let's go to my number 2 spot. Of course, I'm talking about Assassin's Creed Origins. Pretty much just a little bit about the story. You pretty much play it's set near Egypt, sorry. You play the Magi named bellinj and his wife, who work together to protect the people from the kingdom during a time of widespread, like whatever. Guys come in, off everyone, and you're pretty much going on a quest to basically take down the bad dudes who are just going in and killing everyone. And you're pretty much working with like Cleopatra, you're working with Julius Caesar to work against whatever to actually go down and then kill the final dude. So yeah, so that's just like a vague explanation because there's so much going on in the story. But yeah. So Assassin's Creed Origins, pretty much at the very end, you basically start the Assassin's Brotherhood, the Brotherhood of the Assassins, become the first assassin. Yeah, I already knew that going in. But yeah, so pretty much they went and retold the whole Assassin's Creed game. This is pretty much a full RPG. You can go to side quests. They took out the segments, or whatever you call them, sequences, whatever the hell you call them, from all the other games. And now it's just one big long, like you just can do the main quests, and it'll tell you to be a level, like a certain level. Like it'll be okay, you do the first quest, you're like, okay, level 1, and then you go on, and as you go up, you have to level up. If you try to assassinate someone who's a higher level than you, it won't work. So you have to either get into combat or go do a bunch of side quests to go level up. It's pretty much what I've been doing. I'm actually under leveled right now. I think by like 4 or 5 levels, so I've been going back and doing side quests. Because it's a full RPG. Definitely a lot of inspiration from other games into it. So it's definitely worth the play if you are a fan of Assassin's Creed games. It's definitely worth the play, of course. Would I recommend it to just casual people who like RPGs? Maybe. It's not a game for everyone. I got my ass kicked for the first little bit till I leveled up. But yeah, so Assassin's Creed Origins, definitely pick it up. They turn it into an RPG. I can't wait to see what they do next with the Assassin's Creed series. I would definitely get it. So yeah. Right, up next, of course, game number 1. There's no surprise that when this game was first announced that I knew that whatever year it came out, it was going to be my game number 1. This is a sequel to a game that a couple years ago, the first version was my number 1 game. I absolutely love the fucking game. I absolutely love the series that is based on. Of course, what am I talking about? Of course, South Park: The Fractured Butthole. What can I say about this game? This game is just absolutely fucking amazing. Wow, I beat this game. It was probably about under 24 hours. I beat the main campaign. I did almost every single freaking side quest. I'm missing one achievement in the game. yeah, I just had a fucking blast playing this game. I can say that for sure. This is one of those games I'm definitely gonna go back 100%. It was that fucking good. It was so good I actually started it again right after I finished it. Not only that, I went back and played The Stick of Truth, which just came with a like an HD copy of. I went back and beat The Stick of Truth right after that too. But yeah, just give you a little bit about the campaign. Basically takes place right after The Stick of Truth ends, except this time the kids are playing superheroes with their superhero personas, which I'm not going to really get into because it's South Park. Just think of what they can say and what some of the double meanings are to them. Basically the goal, the whole goal of the game is pretty much, there's two rival franchises, superhero franchises, and basically trying to start a franchise with superhero, with like Netflix movies, spin-off movies, and all that stuff based on the heroes from either Cartman's side or from like Kenny's side. So yeah, so basically you're back in the game, you're the new character, new guy in town, everyone seems to forget about you. You could be the same character from the first game, you could be a brand new character from the South Park. You never know. They never really say. They kind of mention that you are the same kid. So it's basically, Cartman creates a backstory for your character. You basically go through, you make a character. You get choices to make. Your classes. So you could be like a speedster. You could be like an assassin. You could be anything like that, like a wizard, whatever the fuck you want. So basically, there's a backstory. The whole backstory is basically that you became a hero because you saw your dad fuck your mom and you couldn't stop him. Yeah, that's the South Park for you. Basically, the whole thing is the kids are searching. You pretty much find lost cats, or a lost cat, and from that you basically uncover a conspiracy of a kingpin who basically united all the crime families of South Park as well as the 6th graders to steal cats and basically use their urine to cannabinate drugs and alcohol. I don't want to give it all away. It's a great fucking game. It's funny as fuck. There's a lot of like great jokes in the game. They even did a episode of the show that came out. It aired a few days before the game actually came out, and it's made to set up the game. Like I said, the combats. This is more of a it's like a strategy kind of combat system in it. Kind of like an advanced horse type game combat. So yeah, definitely check it out if you guys love South Park. If you're like me and love The Stick of Truth, if you absolutely love fucking South Park, do yourself a favor, pick up the Fractured Butthole. I don't know if they're still including copies of Stick of Truth with it, for whatever system you get it for, an HD copy of. If they are, go for it. Definitely worth the money. Yeah, and that's why South Park: The Stick of Truth is my #1 game. Out of any game on my whole entire list, definitely play The Stick of Truth or the Fractured Butthole. It will not let you down.